free lunch often comes with a hidden price. You take the bait, and the entire pond is dragged away. Right now, inside East Coast municipal governments, like New York City Hall, a specific blueprint is being drafted. Local leaders are moving towards a model of collective resource distribution. Similar policies are appearing in West Coast hubs like Seattle. It is a coordinated bi-coastal push for social ownership. The pitch focuses on security. The city provides your housing, your food, and your healthcare. They offer a life completely removed from market competition. For a young professional burdened by student debt and high rent, this promise of immediate relief carries significant weight. This policy uses terms like democratic control and ending exploitation. To evaluate it properly, we have to look past the political sentiment and focus on the mechanical outcomes. We're going to analyze the structural changes this model requires, identifying exactly what a citizen forfeits in exchange for state provision. Deciding whether to accept this offer requires moving past the emotional appeal of collective security. It means understanding the rights you surrender when the state becomes your sole provider. Under this model, the state provides housing and basic necessities. This removes the immediate individual risk of the housing market. The immediate result is a guaranteed baseline. You get a place to live without the stress of a mortgage or fluctuating interest rates. The mechanics of this exchange are revealed in the details. To secure that floor, you surrender your right to build. The marketing promises partnership, but the legal reality is permanent tenancy. Because the title is held by the group, you cannot sell your unit, use it as collateral for a loan, or pass it to your children. You have traded the right to build wealth for the right to occupy space. While the label is collective ownership, the state acts as the custodian of all assets. Private property allows families to build value over decades. State-provided housing creates a static existence where your net worth is fixed at zero. By trading equity for provision, the citizen changes their legal status. You stop being a builder with a legacy and become a tenant with a permission to exist. This system targets the American student by offering an escape from the pressures of hypercompetition and debt. It presents a world where personal survival is disconnected from economic productivity. The community handles the costs. However, this removes leverage. In a republic, your power comes from your ability to quit a bad job, walk away from unfair terms, and take your skills elsewhere. When the state controls productive property, the shops, the land, and the tech, your ability to walk away disappears. This creates a total monopoly. The state becomes the only employer, the only landlord, and the only judge. The student is no longer an independent engine of innovation. They are a dependent of the system. Within a state monopoly, walking away from your assigned role isn't a simple market choice. It is a direct challenge to the authority that provides your food and shelter. In this environment, unemployment ceases to be an economic status. It becomes a structural act of sabotage against the collective's resources. Proponents argue that resources will be distributed based on human need rather than corporate greed. History provides a clear data set on this. When the Soviet Union moved to collective ownership of productive farmland, the results were immediate. Centralized control led to a massive failure in productivity and widespread shortages. This chart shows what happened when small plots were returned to private hands. Productivity was 33 times higher than on the collective land. The data highlights a psychological reality. Humans protect and optimize what they own, but they neglect what belongs to everyone. Neglect leads to the gray society. Architecture, food, and innovation all stagnate under a system that removes the incentive to improve. Modern politicians attempt to solve this through the promise of democratic control. In practice, having one vote out of millions results in centralized control. A single bureaucrat makes 100% of the operational decisions for your life. The system enforces an equality of stagnation. When you are not allowed to fail, you are effectively forbidden from outstanding success. Collective ownership doesn't eliminate greed. It merely transfers power from the private entrepreneur to the unaccountable bureaucrat. This chart visualizes the final trade-off, plotting short-term relief against long-term legacy, and state control against individual autonomy. The collective offers high relief but requires high state control. The capitalist republic is the architecture for building a generational legacy. This framework reveals the choice. When a municipal leader uses the term social ownership, we can see the mechanical reality behind the words. That reality is individual dispossession. For any parent or builder, the goal is to provide a better life for the next generation, to pass down an unencumbered inheritance. They are offering a fish today so they can own the pond tomorrow. In a republic, the citizen owns the pond. To achieve true independence, reject the permanent lease of the collective. Protect your leverage and your legacy. Keep the pond.